Thank you for joining this lesson. We're going to discuss the calculation of acceleration from a ticker timer. We are told in a question that the figure below shows the pattern formed on a tape in an experiment to determine the acceleration of a trolley. The frequency of the ticker tape used was 50 Hz. Then we are given the tape here, then the dots which were made by the ticker timer. Then we got the motion of the trolley shown here. This means these are the dots which were made initially. Then as the trolley continued accelerating, then we have dots spacing wider than how they started, indicating that the trolley was accelerating. Calculate the initial velocity of the trolley. So for us to get initial velocity of the trolley, we need to know the initial distance from one dot to the next, or within a given region on the initial part of this motion. That means we need to know, first of all, that the time intervals taken by the ticker tape to make a dot and a subsequent dot is going to be given by the periodic time, which is given by the reciprocal of frequency. Therefore, from one dot to the next, we need 50, 1 divided by 50, 0.02 seconds. This is the periodic time. Therefore, for us to get initial velocity, then we would need initial distance, which is 1 centimeter. We can make it 0.01, divided by time, which is 0.02. This is going to be equivalent to, when we take 0.01 and we divide by, we get 0.5. This is going to be meters per seconds. Remember, I've converted the distance to meters, so it is in meters per second now. The next is going to be the final velocity of the trolley. Now we consider the last portion of this step, whereby we have two intervals, but the distance there is a 5 centimeter distance. That means for us to get final velocity, then we will need a distance of 0.05, and we divide by the time taken. Now that there are two intervals within the distance of 5 centimeters, then we need 2 times the periodic time for each dot. This is going to give us 0.05 divided by 2 into 0.02. This is going to give us exactly 1.25 meters per second. So that is the final velocity of this tape. Finally, we are finding acceleration. For us to get acceleration, we need final velocity minus initial divided by time, since acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. So we need 1.25 minus first velocity or initial velocity 0.5. Then we divide this by time, whereby from one dot to the next, we said it's 0.02. But now we usually take between the two regions the complete number of intervals. That means 1, 2, 3 intervals. Then we add the number of intervals within the last portion here divided by 2. So we have 1, 2 intervals. We divide by 2, we get 1. And we also add half of the number of intervals in the first region here. The interval is only 1, therefore we divide it by 2, we get half. Therefore, for this one, we're going to use 4.5, or rather 4.5. Therefore, I'm going now to use 4.5 multiplied by the time here. Yes. So this is going to be, when we subtract 0.5, then this answer is divided by 4.5 into 0.02. I'm getting exactly 8.33 meters per second squared. So that is how we get acceleration from a ticker timer. Thank you for following. subscribe and share.